Okay, so what I'm doing here is giving you a view of my my Cisco Lab setup. To start it off with, I've got a Dell PowerEdge 2850, dual processor, 6 gig of RAM. I'll be upping the RAM, and what it's going to be used for is to run my GNS3 virtual router software. As you can see on the screen, I'm doing a fresh install of Ubuntu. There's just going to be a lot less processor and memory intensive things if I use a Linux distro, and Ubuntu is really fast to set up, easy to use, has a lot of things, but you can also take a lot of things out of it. But usually a normal Ubuntu install will be faster than a Windows install in the end. And I guess if you were wondering, there's my Cisco IP phones there. I'm not using them at the moment, but in the future I will. Alright, if we get up here to my my stack, the top one is the Cisco 2611 XM with an NM16 asynchronous card in it. What that does is it allows me to hook up octal cables, 2 of them, but I only need 1 right now. And these octal cables actually hook to the console port on the switches, and that way I can configure and manage the switches out of band and use the rest of my Ethernet ports for my labs. And I'm not using the bottom switch right now. I've got 4 3550s, and the top one's a 3560. I'm waiting on my new 3560 to come in the mail. Not brand new, but new to me. That way I can do things like private VLANing and other such labs. Now, with the routers being inside the server, what I've done is I've purchased 3 4-port NICs, and this gives me 12 ports that I can virtually connect to my routers inside GNS3 virtualization software, and then those will go up to our switches, and that way we can get our virtual networks running. GNS3 doesn't do switching as a mainstay because of the ASICs, basically the hardware-based switching components. Switches are very much hardware as much as they are software. Then what I've also got is a console cable coming out of the server into the back of my Cisco 2611 XM router, just so I can manage it easier also, and don't have to depend on an Ethernet connection. So if you'll see, this is my setup, and I'll be following several different lab workbooks as I go for my CCIE. I'll also probably try to put together my own labs. There's a plethora of knowledge out on the internet, and you just got to find it. So, but that's where I am. I do have an internet connection, if you can see in the back, going to the server, and I can get to the server over the VPN here at work. Luckily, my work doesn't mind me studying. And then you can see like the work rack up there, but that's not really our focus. But yeah, that's where I am. So it's going to be a long journey. I'm going to use this rack for not only my CCIE studies, but also for, you know, proofing new network designs and other such things, running ASAs inside the server and things like that. So I hope you have fun keeping up with me.